How is teaching like a toothbrush? I'm glad you asked. I'm Laurel Frank, the Magnolia Science Gal, and if you're looking for some ways to integrate a little more joy into your classroom, pull up a stool and let's talk science. Today we're going to do one of my favorite strategies. It's called Four Box Synectics. It's great for any age level, including for teacher staff development. So let's dig into the basics and then I'll give you some twists on different ways to do it with different age groups. The first thing is you'll generate a list of some items. So you could come to your students with items already. So for this video, I walked around my house and I picked items that start with T. So we're going to do a toothbrush, and I found a set of tweezers, and I found a box of tissues, and I found a bag of tortilla chips. And so here is my sheet for today. And you see, it did not require me to do anything ahead of time, but I need to have somewhere that I list my 4 items, whatever they happen to be. Your next step is to have some kind of comparison. And so for our exercise today, I'm going to choose how is teaching like a, and there's my blank. How is teaching like a toothbrush? How is teaching like a pair of tweezers? How is teaching like a tortilla chip? How is teaching like tissues or a box of tissues? And so you'll have some kind of a comparison. Yours might be lesson specific. If it's just for fun, you can choose anything you'd like. So we can start with doing some group brainstorming, perhaps even as an entire class. And we can choose one. So let's choose just our toothbrush. So how is teaching like a toothbrush? If you were here with me in person, we'd be brainstorming together. But when I look at this, a toothbrush is made up of bristles and a handle. It's got some rubber and some plastic. So I would say that teaching is like a toothbrush because it's made of a lot of different parts that work together. I might say that teaching is like a toothbrush because it comes in a lot of varieties. So let's talk about what are some ways that I can make this age appropriate. Well, for my youngest learners, I might do 1 box Synectics instead of 4 box Synectics. So perhaps I would choose just one item, like teaching is like a tortilla chip. And then before they even begin, I would say, let's talk about tortilla chips. I see that there's a list of ingredients on the back, so they're made up of a lot of different parts. They're processed. They've got salt on them, so by themselves they're very good, but they're also good with other things. So I really prep them. They now have a lot of different pieces to pull from so that they can say that learning is like a tortilla chip because it's made up of lots of different parts that when they're all combined together, they are delicious, just like a delicious lesson. Another thing I could do with students, and it depends on how brave you are, I'd love to do this in staff development sessions. I will ask for name some items for me. I won't come with those items already like I did today. With teachers, I'll say, name something unexpected you'd find in the trunk of a teacher's car. And so sometimes the more interesting things are, the better. Now, one word of advice for this, sometimes you'll get very oblique things that I think, I'm not sure how well this would work for my activity. And so in that case, I will have many volunteer lots of different items, and then I will pick 4 items off of that list. Same thing for students. If I said, name 4 things you find in your pantry, if someone shares something inappropriate like a bottle of beer, then I'm going to say I won't pick that one. So some of the reasons why I think 4 Box Synectics is such a powerful learning tool. Number 1, it requires no preparation ahead of time. It does require my kids to use their brains a little bit and to make some connections. It's very spontaneous. It can be super quick, or I can really milk it out and make this a really beefy part of a lesson. And then it's memorable. It's something that kids have a lot of fun doing. Adults have a lot of fun with it as well. And it is something that might make a great difference in your classroom. So brush off your lesson plans and consider adding 4 Box Synectics. Until next time, this is Laurel Frank, the Magnolia Science Gal. Thanks so much for joining me.